Reform have just announced something that is genuinely one of the most politically clever things I have seen in a long time. And in a moment, I'm going to explain exactly what it is and why it matters to you and why it's going to give the Green Party a serious headache. Subscribe and hit the bell so that you never miss a video. If you find this useful, a like really helps. Now, let me get into it. For years, the debate around illegal migration has followed the same kind of tired pattern. Politicians promise action, nothing happens, the boats keep coming, and ordinary people keep paying the bill. Billions of pounds a year spent on housing, feeding, processing people who've arrived here illegally. While anyone who objects is told that they're heartless or ignorant. Meanwhile, the Green Party has been heading in completely the opposite direction. Their own internal policy documents outline a vision of a world without borders. People arriving without authorisation would get immediate NHS access, free housing, and a universal basic income. Their leader, Zach Palensky, has admitted that open borders are not, in his words, pragmatic right now. That tells you everything. He knows where he wants to go, he just doesn't want to say it too loudly before an election. So on one side, you've got millions of voters who want the boat stopped and illegal migrants deported. On the other, a party whose instinct is to welcome everyone and worry about the consequences later. Reform's new announcement drives right into that gap. So here's the policy. A Reform government will build detention capacity for up to 24,000 people at a time. To put that into context, the current system holds around 2,200. They are talking about expanding it by more than 10 times. Migrants will be held while awaiting deportation with no ability to abscond and no last-minute legal challenges delaying flights. Now here's the part that's caught everyone's attention. Reform have promised that none of these detention centres will be built in any constituency with a Reform MP or in any area where Reform controls the council. Any of the remaining areas, they will actively prioritise Green-held constituencies and Green-run councils as their preferred locations. They have even built a website with a postcode checker so that you can look up whether your area is in the firing line based upon how it votes. So the logic is simple. If you believe detention and deportation are wrong, if you want open borders, you should have no problem living next to these centres. You voted for the policy, you get the consequences. Everyone gets what they voted for. Some will call it a stunt timed for the elections, and they're probably not entirely wrong, but the underlying principle is hard to argue with. Democratic consent has to mean something. If you campaign for open borders, you should own what that actually looks like in practice. There's a question about whether it is all deliverable. Building that scale of detention capacity within 18 months is a massive logistical challenge. Getting receiving countries to take people back requires diplomatic agreements that do not exist yet, and the legislation needed would face a serious fight in the House of Lords. But the political message could not be clearer. Vote Reform, this does not come near you. Vote Green, and here's what your open borders policy looks like on your doorstep. Clever, bold, and I think the Greens are going to find it very hard to answer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.